Hello there, you're in the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary, and it's a very exciting week here at the channel. I'm really pumped for what I have lined up for all of you. This, the first of three segments where I'll be focused on vinyl releases coming out of the place that I call home, Tucson, Arizona. The Old Pueblo has an incredible music scene, but more importantly, there's a number of bands and a number of dedicated individuals that are working tirelessly to make sure that the beautiful broad spectrum of music in the area can be enjoyed on the vinyl format. These three projects that we're about to talk about, they're all beautiful in their own right, all very unique. And so I'm thrilled to be able to share this info with all of you. There will be information on how to get a hold of all of these vinyl packages. But the first one that I want to discuss is Calexico and their brand new record, El Mirador. It's their 12th studio album and their follow-up to 2020 Season Shift. And that title, El Mirador, it's Spanish for window or balcony that looks onto a magnificent view. And that title, and I think about their music, could have been a working title for any album. When you think about what they've done for popular music, they have redefined what Americana is, in my opinion. There's a number of bands like them that have done this, but I think quietly they have been so influential. And while they did get a lot of visibility working with Iron and Wine, I don't think that this band really necessarily gets all the credit they deserve. So if you're not familiar with them, you need to check them out. And what I mean by redefining Americana, I feel that traditionally that term is focused on music coming out of the United States. But now, especially in the last 20 years, while this band has been around, they've been around for roughly 27, 28, I think. But Americana means from the very tip of South America to the very barren Arctic landscape. It's all the music between Canada and the US and Mexico and all the countries in South America. And I feel like all of these sounds have come together. Globalization really has had a very unique effect on music, and it's happened quick, obviously. It's just incredible hearing the way that Calexico combines all of these American elements with all these different Latin American elements. And I mean, you listen to their sound and there's mariachi, there's flamenco, there's Tejano and Norteño, and I mean, Hispanic Caribbean folk, there's Latin rock, but then, you know, they're able to do indie rock and funk and blues and gospel and soul. And it's just remarkable, the range of sound that they're able to cover. But what I really enjoy is that their music is definitely focused more on the Latin side of things. And I think that that allows them to capture the essence of the area, of the Southwest. I've talked about this before, but I'm always going to mention this. The Southwest, this area is incredibly ethereal. It's very spiritual and unique. And if you're not familiar with the Sonoran Desert and the Gulf, it's one of the most ecologically diverse areas in the world. The Southwest, where we are at right now, is incredible. And this music is beautiful in its own right. It captures that essence. It captures that beauty. And I'm loving this record. This is a band that we talk about this concept on the record, but they have been working to perfect and develop a sound. And I really feel like, you know, I'm never going to say that a band is going to be perfect on a record. I hope they don't, because I feel like at that point you stop making music. But at this point in their career, this album is just such a beautiful reflection of where they've come as musicians. And this album's dark too. It really has a very sinister element to it throughout. A lot of the music, very dark. Some of the lyrics a little dark as well. But I dig the feel of this record. Very mellow for the most part. And again, just a beautiful amalgamation of all the sounds that you can hear throughout the Americas. North America, South America, the entire run of the Western Hemisphere. These guys have it all. This thing kicks off with the title track, El Mirador. It's got these big horn intro that announces the beginning of the record, but then it shifts into this mellow feel. I really like the way that this song is percussion driven. I really digging the drums on it. And John Convertino is an amazing drummer. Him and Joey Burns, really the heart and soul of this project. But John's drumming on this album, like most albums, he's outstanding. I really just have to give him a shout out. I really dig him and what he brings to the table musically for this band. But that track is, you talk about that ethereal, it's almost like a mystical quality that this song has in capturing just that vibe of the Southwest. And I love the horns and strings. That's another element throughout this record that, I mean, they're absolutely killing it. The horn section especially is remarkable with this band. Harness the Wind is your second song. It reminded me of the band Travis. Think of, you know, if Travis was out of the Southwest, kind of that combination of sounds there, but it's got this breezy acoustic riff and then this nice electric riff that lays over that drives the track. And just think of hot summer nights in the desert. If you never have, come down here, check out a hotel. They're cheaper in the summertime because it's so hot. It'll be worth it. Cumbio Peninsula is your third song. Another influence that's very heavy within their music. Love the cumbia influence. You get the slow roll off the bass and the drums. Really just a very mellow, chill vibe that song develops. Then You Might See is your fourth track. This is interesting territory for the record. Definitely gets more into the American side of things, indie rock. It's got this dark country element to it as well. I like the riff on this song. And then it moves back into Cumbia del Polvo. I like the way that song is kind of bookended by those two tracks. You get back into that chill cumbia feel. I like Joey's raspy hush vocal on this song too. Really solid. El Paso is your sixth song, closing out the A side on this record. It's got this chill flamenco feel. It's a great way to close off this side. And then when you flip this thing over, it's going to kick off with the El Burro song, which has got a big mariachi feel. I like the energy. It's a great way to kick off the B side. Liberada is your eighth song. Great blend of traditional and contemporary. This is mostly sung in Spanish. I like Joey's ability to do that. A lot of the music will be sung in Spanish on this record. It's another thing that I've mentioned on this channel. I love listening to the Spanish language in song. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and it's cool. I mean, I think if you're moderately familiar with Spanish too, it's fun to pick up on the language and just to listen to the content and what they're saying. And even if you don't understand, just enjoying the melodies and just linguistically, I just the Latin languages, they're called Romance languages for a reason. Spanish in music is absolutely beautiful. Turquoise is your ninth song, instrumental track. It's got this sinister kind of Tex-Mex feel to it, but it's got this great jazz element to it. You talk about some of that different Americana influence as far as the American side, and Calexico really remarkable at pulling in some of that stuff kind of randomly. There's not a whole lot of a jazz influence I feel that you're hearing on this record, but I dig what the horns are doing on that particular song. Constellation is your 10th track. Definitely my favorite. Beautiful Spanish guitar. I love the cumbia percussion. Great horns again on this track, and it's ominous too. I really like the way the chorus fills out a little bit as the track progresses. It's a little lighter in the verses, and then you just get a little more body in the chorus. Remarkably done song. Really a big fan of that. Rancho Azul is your penultimate track. It's got this light rockabilly feel. Really dig that country vibe, kind of almost into that punk rock territory a little bit. It's an interesting song. A great way to lead into Caldera, your final track, which is it's beautiful. It's a bit of a slow builder, almost kind of boils like a caldera. It's a great way to close out this record. These guys, so thoughtful in the way that they make music, and just really, again, capturing the essence of the Americas in general, but more specifically the Southwest. I really feel that their music is a reflection of Tucson as a city and the spirit of the people, and I love what these guys are doing, and really excited to check them out when they play at the Rialto. Hopefully they play their show at the Rialto. I need to double check the date, but more than likely they will be there, and this vinyl package will be available at your local record store. You can also jump on their website to check that out. Calexico, pretty well known. This album should be pretty easy to get a hold of in the coming weeks if you want to check it out. So we're definitely going to vinyl please it. I hope you enjoy listening to it. Hope you find this review helpful as well. Please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel. Do all the things to help me blow this project up in 2022. And stay tuned throughout the week for more album reviews. And we will see you next time on the Beat Sessions.